From the streets to the studio, from crisis to recovery, from awareness to action. Ask the Messengers. We bring you real talk about public health, addiction and recovery, and the issues that matter most in our communities. The message is hope. The message is change. Ask the Messengers begins now. Today on Ask the Messengers, we bring you our coverage around town, featuring the city's honor for platinum-selling R&B songwriter, singer, and Detroit's own Kem, with a secondary street sign bearing his name. Plus, MyFlight Tours unveiled its new Detroit headquarters and aviation entertainment destination at Coleman A International Airport. And Gabby asked, what does Detroit need? Plus, one-on-one with our author series host, Kimberly E. Mallory.
Hi, my name is Gabby. I'm here with
Dr. Christine Lawson.
Hi, Dr. Christine. Now, today is Kem Day. Yes. So what does Kem mean to you?
Kem is just, he shows us all about Renaissance revitalization. He's like the phoenix of Detroit.
Yes.
I know a little bit about his story, that he was out here and when it was Cass Corridor back in the day, but he has overcome, and he is definitely Detroit's favorite son.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
So I love him. I love his music, and I'm so excited. I was driving to work. I work across the street. I was driving to work, and I said, Kem, wait a minute. So anyway, this is wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a favorite Kem song?
Yes. What did I say? Share my life.
Share My Life.
Yes,
Classic.
yes,
That's
yes,
classic.
yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you so much for asking me, Gabby.
Great. So, what message do you hope young people take away from Kem's story?
Oh my gosh, really the power of second chances, the understanding that our circumstances don't define us, the ability to persevere through faith, through determination. He was someone who grew up in addiction and homelessness, and to hear his story should inspire us all that no matter where we find ourselves in life, through faith and through the power of purpose and hard work and keeping a positive mindset and keep fighting for better, we can all achieve great things. Such a humbling story and inspiring story.
Why do you think it's important that hometowners know about Kem's story?
Because he's so close to us, right? He's from Detroit. He grew up in this city. I mean, just honestly listening to him now talk about how he wrote pretty much his first album here at the Detroit Rescue Mission was like very touching and inspiring. So again, I think Detroiters, the more we hear about the stories of resiliency and determination, we all embody that same spirit in Detroit. And so I think it encourages and motivates us all.
Last, what is your favorite Kem song?
Share My Life.
Share My Life.
I mean, because that's my wedding song. So that was my wedding song. So, but I love Kem just overall. All his music just brings so much love into the world, which we need more of. Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What brings you out to the Kem Day?
What brought me out to the Kem Day is to celebrate another African American man making milestones for our community.
Well, I live down here. I'm a recovering addict. I lived down here all my life, and I seen this, so I just stopped by to see what it was. And it's the Kem Day. He was in rescue mission. Yeah.
So when you say you was down here, let the people know what you mean when you say you was down here.
I live down here. I lived in Jurassic Park, and I'm a recovering addict, so I was down here practicing drugs.
And how long you been in recovery?
25 years.
Okay. Do you have a relapse in your story?
I do.
How do you maintain your recovery today? Because today is what counts.
Well, I just come from a meeting. I make a meeting
Congratulations, my brother.
He takes us downtown to the mission over on Mac and Third to hear some of the strangest sound.
MyFlight Helicopter Tours officially celebrated the grand opening of its new headquarters at the Coleman A International Airport, where it unveiled its first of its kind Detroit Helicopter Tours. During the event, our team had the opportunity to experience the new aerial tour firsthand.
Hello, I'm Gabrielle Thickpen in downtown Detroit, and I met up with a couple of exchange students, and they gave me their first impressions on how they feel about the city. Stanley, what is your favorite thing about Detroit?
The people very open-minded, are very successful people, a lot of opportunities, very nice. I like the vibes. We're from France, so just to come out, you are here since 3 weeks. A lot of things to do here. I like the vibes in Riverwalk as well, Midtown. The people is very open-minded, so a lot of things is very nice. There are a lot of things to do. Yeah.
Why did you come to Detroit?
Why? Because we have an exchange student in University of Michigan, Dearborn. So we're going to Detroit all of weekends for visiting Detroit. Very nice. And it's my first time in America, in Detroit, so it's the first time.
Thank you. Hi, Yohan. Now, the question today is, what do you love about Detroit?
Well, I love because there is a lot of culture, different culture. Easy access to sports, like a lot of sports fans and sports fields everywhere, so that's great. And also, we eat really well in Detroit, so that's it. Favorite thing in Detroit. Yeah.
What's one of your favorite things you have eaten in Detroit?
That's probably Lebanon food, yeah. In Dearborn, close to Detroit, yeah.
So, what's your favorite thing about Detroit?
So Detroit is a really good city. I'm here for 2 weeks. I'm French. I love because the atmosphere is good, people are good, we can talk to everyone. There is a big landscape. I love Detroit, it's like Paris. I love people, the food, everything is good.
Now, could you fill in this blank? Detroit needs more what?
We need more playoff games.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, more playoff games? Do you think there's a little bit of a misconception of how the outside, like nationally, people think about Detroit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people kind of think it's still not very nice, but it's obviously very nice now.
Yeah. Hi, Marianne. Now, Detroit needs more what?
Accessible housing. I know there's a lot of really great organizations down here doing our part to make sure that Detroit is revitalized, but I think people need more access to those types of resources or just more awareness of what they could qualify for. And I just think making it more accessible, especially today's economy, would make the world just so much better.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you know anywhere that you could get accessible housing?
I don't think I know any particular areas. I mean, I do know Rocket's doing a lot of things to activate with the people in Detroit, but I don't, unfortunately. Yeah. I wish I had more info.
Fill in the blank. Detroit needs more what?
Community building activities. I feel like when communities come together, they grow more and they expand, whether it's financially or mentally. When it comes to activities, especially ones where it's peaceful and people are just having a good time, it really brings us together. It stops feuds and gangs and gang violence. I feel like it brings us together and we become more of a family. And I feel like Detroit is one of the most family places I've ever been to, and I travel a lot throughout the country. And I feel like when we really come together, we really show our Detroitness.
Hello, my name's Gabrielle, and I'm here with our own Ask the Messengers member.
Derek,
fill in the blank. Detroit needs more what?
I feel like we need a Coney Island, the Coney Island that's in New York. We need one off the riverfront. We need more food truck locations, not just downtown, but we need I even would like street food, late night street food options around the city or downtown. More rooftop bars too. not just downtown, but again, around the city. More things to do.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Hey y'all, this is Derek with Ask the Messengers TV show, and I'm here taking over Gabby's segment to ask her to fill in the blank. What does Detroit need?
So, me personally, I love to shop. Detroit does not have a mall. It does not have a mall, and I feel like a mall in Detroit, even if it's just a small shopping center, could really revitalize the city. It could bring out a lot of different people. It can bring out a different side. Also, I'm a film watcher. We don't have a movie theater here. Every movie theater is on the outskirts of Detroit. We need one actually here in the city that is accessible.
I agree. That's a good one.
Kem is no stranger to Ask the Messengers. You've seen her here before, sharing her story, her voice, and her journey. Since then, her author series has continued to grow, creating space for writers to be seen, heard, and celebrated. Today, she's back with us, not just to talk about what she's built, but about where her life is now, the new work she's doing, and what this next chapter looks like. Kem's story reminds us that recovery isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of the next chapter. Mallory, welcome to, this is your author series. It's so good to interview you again. I'm so happy to have you on this show today as my guest as part of your author series still. What's up, Kem?
Hey, Tina. Thank you for having me on my author series. So you know that this is amazing for me to be able to be interviewed on my own show.
Yeah, this is good. And it's amazing because we met a few years ago. When you first did your first book, it was me, our street reporter LaShawn, and you in the middle, and you had that cool little haircut with the blonde tips. Remember that?
Yes.
You have done so many amazing things since we first met. Man, first of all, I want to acknowledge and say how proud I am of you and how proud I am that you have done with what you've done with this author series. You've invited a wealth of knowledge, people with some really good, strong point of views, and their books that they've written has helped many of our viewers as well, and me too. So you should really be proud of where this author series has come. So let's jump right into this, Kem. No sound in my screen. First, then you came out with Beyond the Smoke. Then you came out with The Power of Yet, and now the lab. I don't know if I'm putting them in order correctly, but you've got 4 books since the last time we met, Kem.
Yes, absolutely.
So first of all, with all that you do, how do you find time to do that? Because people who want to write books feel like they can't. So what would you say to somebody, like I always ask you, people say, I'm too busy, but you managed to do it. How do you do that?
Because I don't look for excuses. When I always say, we're going to make time for whatever it is that we want to do. That's first and foremost. And a lot of times when we start saying we're too busy, it's only because you allow yourself to be so busy that you don't write a book. So that's your excuse. This is just my opinion, because when I used to say, I'm too busy, I don't have time to write a book. And I said, yes, I do. So I started changing the way that I think. And that's what allowed me to be able to write all of the books that I've written, because even when God would give me a vision or, give me a title of a book, I would immediately either write it down, because he told me to keep a notebook and a paper by my nightstand. I'd write it down, or I'd jump up and I'd get on my computer. And you know what, you all, once you get started writing your book, just don't stop.
Let's go back to Sound in My Screen. When you first started doing that, what were some of the obstacles that you experienced them during that time? But now that you're on book 2, 3, and 4, how has technology and how has self-publishing changed since the beginning? Because remember, that was always an issue.
Right. So, and I wouldn't really say so much that it has always been an issue, because had it not been for the publishing company that did do my book, I would have never learned what I learned today to be able
Right.
to self-publish my book. So everything really came out for the best. Me learning how to self-publish my own book, me learning how to help other people publish their books, and learning technology so that I can publish my own book. So, for me, as far as the technology changing and, things changing in my life as far as getting a publisher versus me now being a publisher, so I think putting it all together been a learning experience. Let me just say that.
Hmm. And then you went from book to movie.
Yeah.
That was like, you had just written your book, and it was out for what, a couple of years, a year maybe,
Couple of
couple of
years.
years, and then you did the movie, and then right after that, doing the movie, was that kind of like the catalyst that inspired you to want to go ahead and do book 2, book 3, book 4?
Actually, it was, I guess you could say that, Tina. I guess you can really say that, because once I wrote that book and then I made the movie, and people was like, I want more. I want more. What else do you have coming? When I saw how excited people were for me to keep going, it encouraged me to keep going. So yeah, after writing that book and making my movie, which my movie is based on my true story of
Yep.
my first book, There's No Sound in My Scream. It is now on Tubi called Silent Scream.
Right.
I said, let me write a book about my son, Beyond the Smoke, and Raised by the Struggle, where my son had to raise himself and how he struggled because he had a parent that was on drugs. So
Mhm.
yeah, it did make me want to do more.
Right. Now, so Sound of My Scream, Beyond the Smoke, that was your addiction to recovery, and how the family handled your addiction and how they handled you going into recovery. And the beautiful thing is you shared a little bit in Beyond the Smoke how your son. So now let's go into the new books, because I notice you are on a whole new path. I see that they have a stronger spiritual experience, or spiritual awakening, as we say. So you're not waddling in the addiction. You're not getting stuck in, okay, I'm in recovery. My son survived. Now you are really writing books that mentor and motivate. So when did that shift change for you to continue to write what you're writing today versus what you wrote in the beginning?
Because everything that I do and everything that I write is led by God.
Mhm.
So that's first and foremost, and when God gives me the idea, okay, so you all know that I was on drugs, that I'm recovering, okay, all that. So what's next? So
Mhm.
that was why I wrote the book. So now what? The Power of Yet. But before I wrote The Power of Yet, I wrote a book. It's called The Watcher.
Yes.
What lurks beyond prayer? And that book is where I have a character, and where Jesus went into the wilderness for 40 days. I made her that character where she went into, and she wanted to have prayer. She wanted to get closer to God. But the thing about that book, I really loved writing that book, because she finds herself, in the midst of unseen battles where she had to, she was haunted by her memories and tested by fear and stalked by, this lurking presence, which we all know is the enemy. But, grace was her comfort where she was hiding, looking for God. And so,
Mhm.
to go off by yourself, sometimes you just need to do that.
Well, that's it, Kim. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you allowing me to take the hosting chair during your series. But it's important that, here we let people hear from you as well. So that way you're interviewing these authors, but what's Kim doing? How do you continue to do what you do? So it's really important that every once in a while, I become the host and you become the guest, even in your own author series. You know what I mean? And it does encourage me to write. And as Kim said, let me echo this. Just start writing. It could be 1 word, 2 words, 3 words. And not only that, writing is healing, just like tears are healing. And as you write, you evolve as well, because I'm not the same person that I was when you first met me either, Kim.
Right.
And that's what it's about. It's about reach one, teach one. Those words mean something, and they are very powerful. So Kem, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for letting me be a host in your series today. And you all just have a great day, and get Kem's books. They're available on Amazon. Kem probably still run around with them in the trunk of her car. So when you see her,
now they're in the back seat. But please be sure to watch my movie, Silent Scream. It is now streaming on Tubi.
Definitely.
Watch my movie, Silent Scream. It is based on the true events, what happened to me in my life where I was kidnapped off the streets of Detroit. So please watch my movie and support.
And good luck to your new adventure.
Thank you.
Getting your business off the ground. And I'm excited, and I can't wait to hear it as it continues to grow and develop and get going. Good luck, and God bless you always, Kem. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Tina.
All right. Kimberly has been raped, stabbed, beaten, and left for dead. But guess what? Through God's grace and mercy, Kimberly is still standing. There Is No Sound in My Scream, Drugs, Truth, and Faith is a highly recommended book written by Kimberly E. Mallory.
Never will I give up, no matter what, simply because God never gave up on me.
This 70-page book is her testimony about how her struggles and triumphs with drug addiction. Get your copy of There Is No Sound in My Scream, Drugs, Truth, and Faith by Kimberly E. Mallory, available now on Amazon.
Would you like to help us save lives? You can do so by partnering with us here at Ask the Messengers by making a donation of any amount. The people in your communities need your support. Help us extend our reach and impact more lives. Supporting our organization is as easy as a click of a button. Just visit our site shown on the screen from your phone or computer where you will see a yellow donation button. Ask the Messengers is waiting on your partnership, and your community is waiting on you.
If you prefer mailing your donations, send your check or money order payable to Ask the Messengers TV show and send it to 18400 Schaefer Highway, Detroit, Michigan 48235. Well, that concludes this week's episode of Ask the Messengers, and we're asking you to take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you to our guests today, and we hope the information shared will be of some help to you, your family, and your community. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and keep standing for what's right. See you next time, right here on Ask the Messengers.